Hey everyone. I'll wait till a few of you join and then I'll begin. Here we go. Great. Hi, Mitchie, Deanne, Sam, Miss Claire, Louise, Susan, Megan, Connie, Deborah. Hey everyone. Corinne, much kisses, much love. Ah, I need to I need to fix my hair up. There we go. That looks better. I've been quite busy, as most of you can see, out on, on the timeline, uh, my timeline here on Facebook, what I've been doing. So I just wanted to, just go over that a little bit and, a miscellaneous live, if you will. So having said this, we are uh, going full speed ahead with this ascension, and of course, with this ascension, our mission here, it depends on transitioning the timelines in humanity. So in reality, uh, as great co-creators, we can make change by not directly affecting it, and we can also make change um, by directly affecting it. And as many of you can see, that I'm an advocate in that department. That I go down into the old paradigm, into the matrix, and stir some things up, and then I rise back up. I'm fluctuating around, and it's of course because it's what I do and part of my mission here that pretty much, yeah, all levels, I pertain to. So again, just having said that, at sometimes some of my things I put out may not resonate, and very quickly just follow your own discernment process with that and just bypass that. For anyone watching the timeline, you could spend most of your day here on my timeline looking at things. And we are in important times that each one of us, including you, have other things to do to affect the overall ascension. So we all have things to do in this respect. Very quickly, getting to Laura Lynn in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I've been putting up a couple videos of hers, and uh, the main thing what I see there is her being silenced by the judicial system and the police, and of Canada, which is absolutely absurd for what's going on with the censorship. But it goes much deeper, and it gets very disturbing when you're looking at Canada with the laws in place, where one of the most sickening things that had occurred is that a child at around 3 years old, um, it, it's legal to begin administering hormones to change the sex of that child. And it's absolutely unacceptable to um, begin to mess with a child's um, life and experiences here at that level. So I don't need to say much into that, and it's that cannot continue, uh, and it's not going to. So with Laura Lynn, and what she is doing is revealing what's indoctrinated within the schools, uh, within their policies, but what's also there in government that many children did not, or many parents, were not informed of what was occurring in the school system. And what's more revealing is the government and the legal system at trying to cover up from parents what's been occurring as well. Um, by what you could say the conditioning of the children, even when they're in kindergarten, uh, conditioning them towards what sex they may be. And, uh, with many in your younger years, you experience with sex, with all things, and that's natural with it, not sex. I mean, gender, if you will. Like these are all things for a child coming to know who and what they are, and there is a time at a certain age when they know that, but it's definitely not 3 years old. It's or 5 years old, as we know. So just wishing to say the main thing there is to uh, support Laura Lynn at exposing the truth and to letting parents know what is actually going on in the public schools, and also how it more so supports perversion rather than educating. And that becomes very disturbing when they began to inject hormones into a child. And we all know about vaccines and all of these other suppressive agents. So I need not go further in why that needs to be revealed. So, yes, I am an advocate at exposing what was going on, and this is for the children to assist them and also the parents and also all people, and to just let them know exactly what is going on. And it's so important. And having said that, anything, if I may share it in the future with Laura Lynn, and she's making a huge stand. They're not censoring her. She's coming out and uh, not complying with court orders because they're ridiculous, and court orders, because of the case, are void anyway, and they cannot silence her. Um, unless she gives away her consent. But her last video is she standing up, and I stand there with her or behind her in whatever way. And I suggest for every Canadian parent, more or less to stand with her and find out as well more of the truth of what's been going on within the Canadian school systems and the government and what have you. So getting over that. So that's getting over speaking about Laura Lynn and what I support there. Next thing is the Wet'suwet'en people, and what's actually occurring there is much bigger than, it's not just an indigenous uprising. It involves all of the people of the world. What has taken place there, again, when you see the government of Canada and the RCMP using violence against unarmed protesters, you began to infringe on uh, human rights that's even above the declarations and charters that are written. You are messing with some serious stuff. And not only this, it also shows where, if they attempt to do this on peaceful protesters, what else would they do in the future? So no, it has to be stopped. It has to be widely supported, which it is. It's being supported globally. One of my last checks, I believe, in the UK, US, and New Zealand were some of the places where ones are standing in solidarity, and this is beautiful because this is all of the peoples of the world that are all standing together. No longer are people separated by borders, cultures, race, creed, what have you. No, we are in times of this great ascension, and we're all coming together to support each other. And so it's inevitable what's occurring with this ascension, and any government that does not comply with the people will very quickly be overthrown. It just will not be supported, and this is the way that it will be overthrown. And there is the universal divine law, the natural laws, that are the simple things. You do not harm another, and you're to share, love, and support each other. None of the separation and division and making everyone sick. And of course, the ridiculous money thing. No, it's going to be shared equally. Everyone will have abundance, harmony, and prosperity upon the surface. And very quickly, sickness is getting eradicated, as well as other new technologies released, and nothing stops this. And many of you are seeing more and more of your own confirmations that what I just said is so, and you're seeing more and more evidence of it. Going quickly to the post I put out about Trump's recent execution order, if you will, Trump's order with involving, the energy bureaucracy or whatever part it was with the U.S. I just don't recall the name. However, this is much more significant than what would meet, just a common person's eye, if you will. This is very significant because it's leading up to so many good things here very rapidly. So I just wanted to say a little bit about that. I know, Hung, you like my hairdo. I got wings. And so that's good. So then let's jump here to China. I mean, I put out one video that's been circulating, came out from a lady in China, speaking a little bit about the truth. I believe it had over 300,000 views on it. So very importantly, again, I support Chinese brothers and sisters. We are all one. Again, it doesn't matter race or creed, and we're all standing together. And with China, very quickly, you will see the uprisings to the magnitude than ever before. And any government around the world, including the U.S. government, is forced to comply with the people. So very rapid changes occurring with this. And having said that, a few things with Trump, especially, I'll look at the borders and the wall, between Mexico and China. This will not exist in the future, or Mexico and the U.S., the wall. And as well as pipelines, no, these things will be rescinded, will be returned. Lands will be returned to the native peoples, and all of civilization is going to very quickly take a different route. Everything is getting aligned for that right now. So what you're seeing is the stage is being set currently for many important things. So, hey, Jenny, Margie, Leslie, Colleen, Rada. So the stage is being set, and this is not all just delusional speaking. In fact, none of it's delusional. This is the truth. So many things we have spoken about for years, you have spoken about. It's all coming to fruition, and it's speeding up very quickly. So that's cool. And, we stand behind our Chinese brothers and sisters, as I said, as well, and get the word there that all are supported with this. And so beautiful to see the global support, from country to country. And very quickly, we could go back and look at the French Yellow Vest protests, how that quickly spread around the world as well. Very powerful messages that are growing and growing very quickly. And again, the whole thing with this planet, with Gaia, with the world, was about the money. And again, in the blink of an eye, everything can be corrected so easily. Like, I mean, if let's say, what's watching here, So we have 60, and if you count me, that's 61. Oh, no, we have 62. Let's just say 62 of us, if we were the leaders right now upon this planet, in the blink of an eye, everyone would have exactly what they would need. They'd be in comfort. They wouldn't be in misery and stress trying to figure out where the next dollar is coming from, where the next mouthful of food is coming from. And if they need assistance with their health, they would not need to look very far. Like it's just not acceptable at all what the governments have done with the money. And again, this is being eradicated, the old way of controlling the society with the money. So this is where we're hidden, and it's happening. So, having said that, Egypt, I got that wrote down. Egypt is very important. So I know some of you at least are being called there, and I do anticipate I will be there in the very near future. There are important activations to do there, and I put out a post with some divine information earlier today in regards to Egypt. So very important, let's say, on interdimensional levels as well. I won't go in too much into Egypt here. For each of you, have your own divine information on when you must go and what you must do. So I don't need to get into that, because the one thing I will say is that it varies for each one's divine mission that goes there for what they must do. So now I light up a cigarette, and I put a post out earlier today what we can do when we quit, so you can clean up our health. So yeah, and I got a nice, yeah, it's over here. Yeah, I got a nice beam of rainbow lights coming down. That's the first time I noticed that since I've been doing lives here, which I love. So it's coming from somewhere, perhaps Merlin, maybe. Colleen said she had a moment, I guess, with Merlin last night, and the Merkaba ships and some orbs. Very beautiful experience. So Colleen, I'll say that's Merlin up there. Yeah, up there. Yeah. Woo. So arm activation. This is important for the masculine that may be watching. I'll need to put a post out on this. So the recent left arm activation, and this is mostly masculine. However, there are some feminine. This is important. I'll just skim over that. Once you have this prowess, this gift activated enough that you're able to actually feel the balls of energy in your hand. This is to be used for, of course, good purposes, but one of it is any microwave or EMF emitters. You put the intent, and let's just say it takes some of the suppression off of the masses that are not awakened yet by using this gift in this way. And I will put a post out upon this, giving more detail. So it was very important, and again, not by chance. And if for any of you that did not know what's occurring, well, many of the masculine over the last few months, there were some prior, have been getting Ascension upgrades with this in regards to energetically being powered up with a new gift. And again, it's very real. I can attest to it, and also others. So this is not delusional. This is fact, and it's truth. And hey, we're in the magical ascension times where everything is possible in good ways, of course. So the sealed indictments. I'd anticipated last Monday that they would perhaps begin to be unsealed. And let me just say, some things are prolonged in regards to the sealed indictments and also the RV. And one of the reasons for that, again, is that it's very important where, let's say, the more powerful code creators, where they're located at. And it makes a difference to be in such an energetic position that changes the timelines out there. So let me just say things have been a little bit prolonged, but let me say that it is imminent and that the divine plan can be tweaked up, which it always can, and can be changed to facilitate. So let me say the whole divine plan is not written in stone. However, the end goal is written, and we do get there. So sometimes there's variations in it. It very seldom ever occurs, but it does occur, and this is one of those times. So we are accommodating uh, the energetic values to be ready for what's going to occur with these sealed indictments and also the RV, because all of these things are connected. And of course, your divine unions are connected as well. So, because it creates the allowable higher energetic values that allows for things to occur on the timelines, the good things. So, just letting you know that. So, wow. Okay, 22 minutes. Well, that's good. I got a lot said in 22 minutes. So, now some questions. Leslie Louise says last night she had a beautiful vision of all people standing together with so much love for each other and our Mother Earth Gaia. Yeah, thank you, Leslie. And I have that vision as well, and we're making that happen. Yeah, executive order, Susan. Thank you, order with Trump. Yeah. Hey, Mike. Hey, brother. We got to do a live sometime soon here, perhaps. Yeah, and thank you, Aria, for my hair, where you say it looks fine. I know it's beautiful. I love it. And Rosalind, love you too, girl. So yeah, so lots of cool things going on, of course, and just keeping so busy here lately, spending a lot of time online, watching what's going on and also directing in some things and energetically supporting. My cigarettes tend to go out when I come online doing these lives. I believe that some of you say, Rick, stop smoking, and that's your power. You put my cigarettes out on me. Woo, good stuff. Keep it up. I love it. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. And I love it. That's what, Summers. Linda Summers used to say, yeah, when we did them beautiful interviews. I love her so much. And anyhow, she's been separated a little bit, and I do hope she comes back because we had so much fun, so much good energy doing the beautiful interviews and important ones. There's a lot of good information come out there in regards to twin flames and much more. Oh my! And Susan Charlton, she says, "Hey Rick, I started smoking." Oh my! Well, that's your choice, It's keep it as natural as you can when you're smoking, and when we're supposed to stop the smoking, and ones are supposed to stop alcohol and meat. It happens. We have everyone is just all over the place with what they're doing, and when we do get there, things like alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, like it all goes once we get to a certain point, and here I am, like smoking, I keep it as natural as I can. But what I'm saying is that at some point here, this goes in the very near future for I as well. So, just saying. I'm just going to scroll down and transparency is here now, Dawn says. Indeed, just coming out on so many levels. And, as I said, I'm just so busy. Let me say that there's so much more, I could be putting out. However, I've become so busy with what I'm putting out, adding the higher narrative into it, the higher perspective, if you will, to also, give others a little bit more information on what is actually transpiring, the others that are just awakening and, maybe they just kind of confused. So if we give that information out there and then then they can say, oh, okay, this makes sense. I know what's going on. So yeah, very busy. I'll try to scroll down here a bit to see if you got any questions or any other points. Hi, Zoran, brother. Much love to you as well. Zoran is Dragon's brother. I love so much too. The three of us went to the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon, and we did a couple important activations last, I believe, November. So that's great. Well, I pretty much went through everything I'd wrote down, and what occurs when I get on here usually is that a lot of comments, and it tends to slow down the feed. Hi, Tal. Love you, Mike, as well. Yeah, I may be glitching and pulsing here. See what I can find. And so I see Corinne, she's on her twin flame journey, waiting for the male counterpart doing his healing while I'm gaining more clarity and how you can be of service. Yeah, everyone's in different places, and the best thing is, in these twin flame relationships, the best to do is keep empowering yourself and working upon yourself. And, if they're coming, that will assist them to come with you much quicker rather than putting your focus on your partner and trying to assist. You're more effective at raising yourself up higher with it, is what I suggest. And also with any, if you have your partner, your twin flame partner, and you're going through things, what you need to do is to reconcile it. You need to come at, if you have a disagreement, you need to come from a place where you know that you're looking for the solution, and both of you together negotiate, what is the solution, so you move forward with it. So always, it's great that you come to the solution so that you move forward. Very important with that. And also by doing that, you also integrate the solution into the timelines for the other mass consciousness that they pick up on it as well. So it's lots of important things with that, and lots I could say on it. However, I'm not going into that too much right now. Yeah, I have a strong connection where I'm at here. However, again, it's feed perhaps seems to get slowed down. And Margie says she needs to live into a community with like-minded folks. Hmm. Indeed, yeah, it's beautiful to do that, and many long for that. So great. Down to the bottom of the comments. I'll keep this one. So everything's going forward very rapidly. You can see the tension that's building um, from many areas, and we've been prepared for that. So it's happening, and again, I don't give times on anything, unless I am given that divinely. But we do see everything occurring, which is beautiful, and we just keep going with it. And again, your ships are here. You can see them. You see all the magic. So, it shall not be very long. So we're in exciting times. So I love you, and love and light and peace and all the good stuff. And I may need to go and comb my hair. So have a great evening. Thank you. Bye now.